in the face like the flick of a switch. Well, my mama told me there'd be days like this when you don't need to worry.
Welcome back.
Hey guys.
There'll be days
It's episode 5 of Let's Talk About It.
Yep.
The episodes are flying, Julia. Do you
I
agree?
know. I
They're
agree.
freaking flying.
I agree. I was thinking that. I was like, wow, it's already episode 5.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
before we started this, we were so nervous and so scared to see what would happen, but you know what? Now Mondays are one of my favorite days.
Yeah. Mondays are for Let's Talk About It. So
Yes,
cheers.
exactly. Exactly. We do have a really exciting show planned for today.
Yeah, we kind of have a jam-packed show.
Yeah, it's jam-packed, so
It is jam-packed.
buckle up, grab a snack. If
Yeah.
you're watching live, if you're watching after the fact, grab a snack. And yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for being here.
Cool.
So,
So, recap of the past week.
yeah, me and Julia had a really exciting week
Mm-hmm.
/ weekend, so we wanted to touch on that.
Yeah. We had the 3,000 Life Saved party. It happened on Thursday.
Yep.
Super fun. We both were there. And it was awesome seeing Gab. And yeah, we both had to rush for it beforehand.
Yeah, we were both
Mm-hmm.
rushing. We were very much planning for this party weeks in
Yeah.
advance.
But leading
But-
up to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was down to the wire. I decided to get my hair done that the day of. Wait, do you want to tell your story first or should I go into
you
it?
go into it.
Okay. So the day of the Life Hack party, I saw my best friend Ange. Shout out Ange. She's an amazing hairstylist. If anybody watching has been thinking of getting their hair colored, cut, dyed, blown out, Angelina is
wow, she
your
does it
girl.
all.
Yeah, she does it all.
Cool.
She's so talented. She did my blonde. It was a great time, but we finished at around 5 o'clock. Then I needed my toes painted, which everybody at Life Spa in Syosset, amazing. They painted my toes. I got dressed in the salon, and I booked it to the party, and I made it just on time. But yeah, it was definitely stressful. It was, of course,
Yeah.
there was the most amount of traffic that I've ever
Yeah, there was.
experienced.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Because that happened. So basically for me, I was there at the event space all day setting up, and then I had to go back to pick up my little sister from school, get ready with her, and then go back with her to the event a little bit earlier since I was helping set everything up. And I got her from school, and I had to walk the dog. So we had a lot
Oh,
to do.
no.
Me and her, we had to walk the dog. So I got her
Yeah.
from school around like 3 p.m. And then I had to leave by like 4:15 p.m. And for a girl, we both had to shower, do our hair, do our makeup.
Wait, your
and put on
sister
our
is so
dress.
cute.
Yeah, right.
She's
the
so
best.
cute. Yeah, she's so kind. It's her little sister.
Yeah,
Very kind,
yeah.
sweet girl.
She's younger.
Yeah.
She's in the 6th grade, so yeah, she's the best. But yeah, for girls, we had a lot to do in an hour, and we ended up making it. But I wish I had more time to get ready, but it is what it is. We ended up having a great time. The party itself was so fun. The food was great. The people were great.
Yeah, everybody looked amazing. Everybody felt amazing. The vibes are just unmatched when
Yeah.
you're celebrating life to that level. I mean, you guys do it every day with Life Hack, and if we didn't mention this yet,
didn't
usually we
mention it. I
do it
thought
in the
about that.
beginning, but we are sponsored by Life Hack.
Place, push, pull. I
Yep.
did that with my left hand, so it
Yep,
probably
place,
wasn't as
push, pull, good
as
stuff.
accurate.
But it was so incredible. We were
Yeah.
also honoring first responders, which you mentioned last week. They were tearing up the dance floor.
They were
Tearing it up.
awesome. Glencoe PD was getting lit. They were
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our weekend.
Yeah.
That was our weekend. We do have
A guest coming on
surprise
this week.
guest?
A surprise guest.
yes.
As of last night, by the way, we had 3,086 life saved, but that's as of last night. So I'm sure we'll have a live update from Art with the numbers today, and we could add that onto the 3,086. And then that's really it. Weekend plans. We said we'd share a fun story, but I mean, Gab, if you have.
Yeah. Well, this weekend after the Life Hack party. Oh,
3,091. Awesome.
beautiful.
Cool.
Cheers. But yeah, my weekend was after the Life Hack party. It was babysitting. Sunday church, and then I got to go back to Life Spa in Syosset to visit Ange again.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
Awesome.
my weekend.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything too snazzy, honestly. Caught up with a friend on Friday night,
Nice.
who I haven't seen in a while. And then, yeah, just hung out with friends Saturday, Sunday. And I was going to see a movie on Sunday because I have the AMC Stubs Movie Pass. If you know what that is, it's like kind of like you pay a monthly fee and get to watch like 3 free movies a week.
Yeah, I think that's worth it. I don't have it, but
I think it's
shoulda
worth
had
it, but there's no good movies out anymore. So it's not worth it anymore because I'm like forcing myself to go when there's no good movies. This week there actually is a good movie.
Have you had to force yourself to see an anime?
No. Do you like anime?
No.
Okay. No, I'm not an anime girl either, but
Yeah, no, I know there's a lot of anime movies coming out though. I've seen a lot
there
of
is. Yeah.
yeah.
There is.
It's cool. Sorry, not to talk bad on anime.
No,
I did not mean to offend
I've just never
anyone.
watched it before.
Yeah.
I don't know, but no, I've never. I like cartoons and stuff, but I'm more of like a thriller, drama, mystery person. So yeah, no, there hasn't been anything good. There is one good movie that I will be seeing, I think, on Thursday. So cheers to that. But
Awesome.
other than that, I'm gonna cancel the pass afterwards because you gotta
Movies
pick
are
your
not
game
the
up.
same
Pick your game
anymore.
up, Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Things have drastically changed.
Yeah.
Like with time and generations, and this is a good segue into our next guest.
Yeah. So that last.
Yeah.
So
So
we have
we have Dr. Lisa
Brody.
Brody coming in, walking in right now.
Hey.
Welcome. We're gonna scoot
Hi.
and
Yeah.
you can sit right there if
over
you'd like.
here if you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Let me move my bag and then they can. Thanks, right?
Right, it's comfy and the lighting's
I got all my
nice.
liquids over here. I know, yeah. I noticed that one.
So if you
Alright,
want to throw the headphones
perfect.
on, you'll be able to
Right
hear us in there
And then
better.
what mic is that? Number 4. Let me turn this one off. It is. And then you might be. Can you hear yourself if you speak into that?
Not really. It's okay.
Now I can.
Yeah, you have
I
to
think
be
I heard
a
it,
little
yeah.
bit close
Like
to the
Saturday
microphone.
Night Live episode.
Yeah,
know.
right?
Oh, now I hear.
I know. It's so legit.
Perfect. Yeah, just make sure it's close to you so we can hear you the best.
With the sweaty balls.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen clips of that. All right, cool. So, Dr. Brody, you're a gastroenterologist.
Yep. For 30 years.
For 30 years.
Been doing it. Yep. long
Wow.
time.
Working
Yeah.
here?
I'm with NYU Lancome.
Oh my gosh, that's where my gastro's
Oh,
from.
really? Who's that?
Leah Lieber?
Oh, I know Dr. Lieber very well.
Really?
I see her all the time. Yeah,
Wow.
every day practically.
wow.
Tell her I
Wow.
said hi.
I will. I was just with her a few weeks ago.
Yeah, she's really nice.
She's awesome.
I like her a lot.
Yeah,
Good.
she's the best.
That's good. No, I
Yeah.
like her a lot too. She's really smart. She's a really
Yeah,
good
she is. She
doctor.
knows what she's talking about. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
she's
wow.
really-
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I go to the
Well,
one in Lake Success, if you know.
Well, no, I'm at 185 Central Avenue, Bethpage.
Oh, I saw her at the Bethpage one, too. I had to go there, yeah, for an operation. But yeah,
You could have seen me.
awesome. Maybe I did.
Yeah, well, imagine that. Yeah, I guess.
You
now
might
you guys
have
know.
seen me. You
Yeah,
just wouldn't
yeah.
have known it was me.
Yeah.
At the time, no.
Probably. I bet you guys walked by each other and like smiled. I know
Wow.
Julia smiled, and I know you probably did too.
Yeah. It's like the invisible string theory. We like didn't know each
Yeah.
other, but we did.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess we're talking about generational differences this episode specifically. So
Yeah.
if you want to talk, I guess maybe we could talk about it first. How would you define maybe like your generation, I guess, of doctors and whatnot, and then the younger generation, how your sort of work communication and whatnot is different in that aspect?
Yeah, I mean, every generation's radically different. I mean, life today is so much different than it was when I grew up. We didn't even have computers. We didn't have cell phones, thank God. We didn't have cameras. So there was no documentation of any of the things we did, which is fabulous.
Yeah, honestly, I'm jealous.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
that is.
I do think I was born in the wrong generation.
Yeah,
Should have been
so-
earlier.
Yeah, so it was a lot easier. You know, now you guys can't do one single thing, like you're on the air and, you know, everybody sees everything you do. It's very stressful. I feel like young people today have more stress than anybody. I truly do, because, you know, like it gets to you. You know, I see a lot of kids and they all have terrible anxiety and fears and stuff like that. I didn't even know what anxiety was when I was young, because like there was no such thing. Like when I was a kid, you know, you just did it. Your parents didn't help you one iota. You were on your own from day one, so you just figured it out and did it on your own. But like these days, like everybody's on you, you know, like do it this way, don't do it this way. And then you're on the internet and you see how they're doing it, you know, and then like, so it's just so hard to do almost anything. I feel like it's paralyzing.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
feel like that sometimes?
Yeah.
A lot.
Everybody has an opinion and everyone can
Yeah.
share it on a large scale.
Right.
Right? And it's like what we're seeing most of the time is the highlight reel of everybody's lives.
Right.
So then that's also goes on top of like the mental health side of it, and comparing, there's this level of comparison that didn't exist. and added pressure and all of that.
And
So
it's all FOMO, you know, like
Yeah.
It is all FOMO.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
even me nowadays. I'm like with my kids, you know, I see like other kids their age because my kids are in their 20. One's 24, one's 29, one's 31, and you know their friends are doing this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, well, why aren't my kids doing that? So even like
right.
as my generation, I have FOMO for them because I want them to do some of the things other people are doing. Maybe they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see it.
Yeah,
10
secondhand
times
FOMO
more.
is real.
Yeah.
And needs to be recognized and talked about.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's being thrown in your face, and it's, you know, it's a lot. Like, it's, you can't escape it really. And today, and I think the stress does get to a lot of people, myself included. I really do feel like,
Yeah,
you
not
know,
only that, but
sometimes,
the
like-
world is so unstable. Like
Yeah.
to watch that election and everything that went on as a young person, you're probably like, is the world ending? Like, you
Well,
know,
that's
it's
how
like-
TikTok is crazy with it.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I don't know. Are you on TikTok?
not much.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been like, that's my, that's
I hear
what,
from Gabby, yeah.
yeah, Julia's off of it. Good. If you're not into it, don't get sucked in.
I
But,
have
you know,
Like,
it could
I'll
be a
delete
good
it and
tool,
get it
but it's
back and
also,
stuff, yeah.
could be really,
I don't know how
Harmful.
anybody does TikTok because it's so like random. You know, like you can look at a dog licking someone's face, and then the next thing is like somebody water skiing. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how do you
I-
even know where it goes? You
Yeah.
know, it's just so fragmented. I don't really get TikTok that at all.
It is. It's so curated and like,
yeah, I know it's fragmented in the beginning, but then as you watch it more, AI will see what you like physically like, what you comment on, what you interact with, and then your For You page gets tailored to you
I think
specifically,
even
just
if you
like your
watch a
Google
video,
searches.
like a few times, they're like, oh, they're clearly, this is intriguing them. Let's keep targeting them with
Exactly.
this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
a
kind
lot.
of how it works. But again, it's so weird that that's possible. Like,
Yeah.
I could say something about a car that I'm interested in, and then I'll see it on my phone a few minutes later.
Yeah,
Weird.
That,
Yeah.
And it's listening. That Siri
Yeah.
or whoever that is.
Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah.
listening
Like, I
to us
know
now.
you hear me right now.
Yeah.
And, you know? We could talk to everything. But cool.
And
Yeah.
it's also like even finding like your significant other's got to be hard because like there's so many ways to do it, and so much is on the internet. You don't know who you're meeting. You're right, aren't
Who's
there like
real.
websites you meet people?
Yeah,
on?
Yeah,
I saw
so
that
many.
more people meet nowadays, I think, online, because I think people even resort to, if you do see someone out or if you do meet someone, you're kind of like, I like, people are more rather would meet them online for some reason and think that that's the only way to do it.
Because that anxiety and that
So-
fear takes over in daily conversations,
Yeah.
so we're not communicating as well anymore.
Yeah.
I think you can also stalk them. Like you can look
Yeah.
at all their stuff
Yeah.
before you even.
And
meet
that's not
them.
healthy. Like, you shouldn't know anything, you know? Like, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's so much harder now, but it wasn't easy
Definitely.
back then. Let me tell you something. I mean, when I was doing, my thing, we didn't know anything about anybody, so it was like,
Yeah.
that was sometimes hard too, and like we didn't have the technology that you have today. The cars were pretty crappy back then too.
Yeah.
So like you had
Yeah.
to like learn how to change a tire and do all these crazy things just because
Yeah.
you had to. So I don't know which is worse. I think in some ways much easier now, because you have help.
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't have any help back
Definitely.
then.
Yeah,
There
if
was no
anything
help.
I'm wondering, I can say, oh, let me just pull out my phone and search it up. But then we run into another problem, fake news and propaganda and people posting websites that aren't accurate, people going into certain websites and fixing the verbiage and twisting
Yeah, I think
information,
a lot of things,
spreading
especially,
false
like,
narratives.
when I just graduated from school, and even doing research papers and stuff, you really have to check where you're getting all your sources from, making sure it's scientific journals and not just random websites, because you can really just say anything and say, then just say what you want,
Yeah.
Like, this
Freedom
is
of speech.
proven. This is a proven fact. Yeah.
Even now, though, don't they have that thing where AI can write your papers? You didn't
Yeah,
have that,
ChatGPT, I use it a lot actually.
but you didn't
for
have
my-
that in college, did you?
I had it my last year of college, my full last year of college. In the
Yeah, I didn't
summer-
have it when I
Yes.
was in college, but
yeah, you
it's
didn't have it,
more
but
recent.
I did. I'm thinking, like, now kids in high school, it's like, how do you even learn? Because, I had such a strong foundation. I went to a great high school in Long Island, one of the best ones. I learned how to write strong research papers and how to do my research and do this. And now people, I think, are going to rely on this too much, where kids who are now in middle school and high school may not have that strong
Thinking for them,
foundation
they
going
can't think
into
for
it.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But even-
I
isn't
think,
there also like a problem even for the teachers? They have to figure out what was plagiarized
Yeah.
and what wasn't.
and
But
it's
it-
not that easy.
I don't know how you figure it
No,
out.
it's not, because
No,
if
because you
put
can
the,
ask ChatGPT to say it again, say it again,
No,
say it again,
and if
and then
you
you can
put
put it
the,
into another website that scrambles it more, and then by the end of it,
But even like they say the Declaration of Independence, if you put that in Chat GPT, it said that was AI. And it wasn't AI, obviously. It's the Declaration of Independence. They didn't plagiarize anything, but it just goes to show you can't
trust
you
anything.
or even if I did write a whole
no.
paper myself, what if my teacher came back and was like, "This is 95% AI," and it's not, So
Yeah.
it's a weird.
I don't know.
It's
I
a
think
weird.
writing is going to go almost away because like there's no way to figure it out. So like it's going to have to be just multiple choice for the rest of your life.
Oh, I know, it's so sad. Yeah, I babysit, so I see, a lot of ages or whatever, younger kids, and they come back from school with laptops. They don't have a journal anymore. They don't have all these things. Like I actually just found my second grade journal where I would write. The whole thing's full of stories from the weekend and days, and I love having that, but the people I babysit, they don't have these.
I was actually saying that to my little sister. I have a callus in my hand from the pencil from writing so hard. I have such a callus. Yep. And I've had it for my whole life.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I know.
you must write a lot.
I write when I write. It looks like Braille on the back of the page because of how hard I write. I don't know why I was always such a hard writer, but And I was saying,
That's a fun fact.
but now I was saying it's going away. It's getting smaller and smaller because I'm on
Typing.
my computer. I haven't written since high school, really. Once when I got to college,
Yeah.
the first day of class, I'm in my lecture hall, and every single person has a computer out, and you just hear typing on the computer.
Do they even still write?
Some people do, but I mean,
No.
barely.
They would say I would ask if I could write out my papers because I struggled with typing until I got my first job as a recruiter, and I had to type while I was on the phone, so I got good at it. But yeah, I would ask to handwrite my things, and they would say no, like just type it, and just email it to me. It's easier.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should see if you could write like you used to be able to write, because if you don't write for a long time, your writing gets bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I try and write now, and it's like it looked like a fifth grader. I'm like trying to write. I'm like, I don't remember how to do it. It's
Well,
like,
do you write scripts and stuff for
I
your
learned
patients?
script, but no.
Now
it's
do you
all
type it
typing.
in?
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
the whole thing is a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we do. The history and the physical and everything like that is all on
an
the
iPad.
computer. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
send it through your CVS will get it from when they put it through the portal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
you
on
just
the
press submit,
electronic
and then
medical
CVS
record.
or wherever you're getting your
true. I
pharmacy.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah, we don't
Crazy.
write nothing. I mean, in the old days, I have charts, and they always used to say doctors' handwriting is so bad, like nobody.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
alluding to. I was gonna be like,
Yeah.
wait, didn't you always have
I
that
remember
handwriting?
as
No,
a
I'm
kid,
kidding.
I think you had to go and give it to the pharmacist, right? You had to say this. Yeah.
Well, in a court of law, we did it so nobody can understand what we were writing.
Yeah.
But now you can't. You have to
No.
type, so they know
Yeah.
what we're writing.
There you go.
They even have AI for doctors. A lot of AI.
Really?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of what their notes now are edited through AI. So a lot of the stuff comes out like a Harvard paper.
Wow. Yeah. And especially it's so because I'm always the type of person I always check like my after visit summary, and I'm such a hypochondriac, so I'm always like looking. But it's so crazy because it's like you used to. I feel like we have so much more information in general too from doctors. Like you used to go to the doctor, that was it. You leave. Now you have an after visit summary. You have your blood work, your notes posted before your doctor even can review it. It gets posted to you, and like.
Right.
Especially for someone like me, I'm such a worrywart. As I said before, I'll be checking it and I'll be like, what does this mean? Googling. And it's not healthy, I don't think.
Well,
I think
that's the
it's,
other change in generations
Yeah.
is the immediate gratification. Like in
Oh,
the
yeah.
old days, you would wait for your result. The doctor would process it. When we had time, we would sit down and talk to you and go over it in detail.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like the second that result comes in, if you do not call them, it's like they get freaked out.
Yeah,
Like, and
you
then
must
they-
have a lot of added.
well, I get
stress
happy when
because
I
of
don't
that.
get a call because that means something's usually wrong. But-
No, they want to know because like some of the writing is Latin, so like you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to understand
Yeah.
even what it's saying. So like, and when you Google it, it sounds like you have cancer or something.
yeah, it
So-
does. And even the wording, it's
Well,
such big
I
words
wanted to
where you're
ask you
like,
about
oh my
that.
gosh.
Sorry, keep going.
No,
Sorry.
that's it. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about like cancer specifically. You're a gastro, and how there's been a rise in colon cancer in
Yeah,
the
younger
younger
people,
generation. So
yeah.
can you? I
Yeah,
guess.
well, so they changed the screening guidelines. It used to be starting to do colonoscopy at age 50, and then they just recently dropped it to age 45. And that's for the general population. So not even people who have a family history of colon cancer or cancers in the family in general.
Right.
And they don't really know why, but they think that it may be related to diet, the American diet. We do eat a lot of processed food, a lot of
Seed
higher
oils?
fat content, a lot more red meat. Red meat, theoretically, especially grilled red meat, is almost like the worst thing you could eat because it has pro-carcinogens in it that like are really bad for you. And a lot of people in America like red meat, you know. So that's what they think, but you don't really know. So that's why, you know, they lowered the screening age for everybody. So yeah. I
So
do
what
a
is
lot
your
of-
recommendation? Like, I'm turning 25.
No, not you. 45.
45. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I saw somewhere maybe this is fake news or someone who's saying this that isn't qualified, but I thought it was like in your 20s.
No.
I don't think unless if you have like I
Only if
have
you have
bad
a
stomach
very-
issues,
yeah,
I've
or
had
a
to have.
strong family history.
Yeah, I've had to have
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have.
Yeah, it's
a lot
done.
of
There's
stuff,
two
like-
reasons
yeah.
to do a
sorry.
colonoscopy.
No,
One
it's
is
okay.
there's a diagnostic colonoscopy for people that have like abdominal pain or diarrhea, gas cramps, constipation, things like that, or blood in the stool, you know, some alarm signals potentially. But an average risk person who does not have a strong family history, the recommendation is 45.
Okay.
Yeah, don't
Cool.
worry about it unless you have trouble. Then you
Yeah, no, sometimes I'll talk to you after this.
Everybody does.
I'm not going to air myself
Everybody
out.
does. My gastro
Yeah,
was
no,
telling me
everybody.
too because I was saying, you know, I go to her a lot. You know, I have stomach problems, and she was saying, she was like, half of my patients are exactly like you, young girls your age, and yeah, it's
Well,
yeah.
stress increases acid in the stomach, you know, like when you have stress, there's this fight or flight response. So, you know, it stress. I mean, in America, like I said, this is the most stressful time, you know, that I think we've seen in a long time. So,
Yeah.
especially, like I said, for young people with all the anxiety and the stress that they see, also like things like aspirin, Advil, Motrin, Aleve, a lot of people use those for like headaches and things like that. And they don't realize they have a lot of GI side effects. So, like, sometimes it's medicine, sometimes it's stress, sometimes, you know, it could be diet related or, you know, lactose intolerance, like a million reasons why. But a lot of people in America, especially, we don't eat a lot of fiber in the diet either. So, the recommendation is to have 25 to 30 grams of fiber every single day. But the average American gets about 8 to 10 grams of fiber. So, we all run a little slow relative to what we really should be. So, that's why a lot of problems happen too, because you get bloating and gas. And, you know, when you aren't really regular or have good bowel habits.
Yeah. I
Well,
love
so-
Metamucil, those gummies.
I know, me too. I think they're really good.
I take them
They-
every other day.
Yeah, they make these gummies, and they're
Yeah,
they're new,
they're
I
good.
think. But I eat them. I think
I
they're-
know, me
they
too.
taste like
they're good.
Sour
They're
Patch.
great. I used to do the powder, but then I saw the gummies and it was just easier. So much
they're
easier. Yeah.
I don't know that they're as good. I mean, I've tried them
know,
all
yeah.
myself, but I think the powder's the best. But the gummies taste better. They sure
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Easier to get down.
Wait,
I
is it
guess.
true that orange peels have fiber in them? Or like the white part of the orange? I don't know. It's a specific question. I don't want to put you on the spot.
I have no
but
idea.
yeah, okay.
I don't know anything about orange peels, but I don't think too many people eat that.
Yeah.
know?
No, I mean like the white. I've heard that the white stuff that gets left behind when you're peeling the orange, like
be.
fibrous stuff.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's fibrous. That's what I heard.
I mean, they like things. Fruit is very good. Fruit
Fruit.
is really like blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. I
Love
always
it.
tell people they have a lot of soluble fiber. Apple has 3 grams of fiber. You know, so
I
those
have
are
my
good.
beet. Is that fiber? I love beets.
I think so.
beet
Yeah, yeah,
juice,
yeah, I
yeah.
think so. I know. I just
Beets are
know
my
the one-
favorite.
Yeah, I love beets too.
Yeah, they're
I'm
so
embarrassed.
good.
I have blue Gatorade under the table, and I'm not gonna sip. I'm not gonna drink it because I know that's bad. Blue Gatorade,
Why is it bad?
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't
that's
know,
bad. It
'cause
has
it-
electrolytes in it. Whatever.
but it probably has like
Dye.
those dyes that are scared. So how bad is the food situation in America?
Yeah, I think it's terrible.
terrible.
I
It
mean,
is
if you go
awful.
to other countries like Italy, they get their food directly from the ground, and it's like farm to table every day. They go to market every day. They get their food on a daily basis. Here, there's a lot of saving, and you don't have time. You know, everybody's working full time. America works harder than any other country, I think. You know, we take less days off. The days are longer, so they're looking for a quick fix. You know, it's also cost because like things like McDonald's and me myself, like Taco Bell is so cheap. You know, you get Taco Bell. It's like,
Cheesy Gordita Crunch. I could have. I could have
too.
once a week,
And Doritos Locos
or every
Tacos,
day.
really good too. That's my.
Yeah.
That's my.
But it's not good. Yeah, after, when I eat it, I'm not happy for the next few hours.
but the price differential, you know what I mean?
Right.
It
To-
is.
To try to get like organic food or like it's like a whole different price level. So like, you know, it's tough because you can't be spending $60, $80 a day on food. Forget it.
Right.
You would go bankrupt
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
just on your diet.
Yeah, your diet.
I know
alone.
people that try. A lot of people take supplements, you know, like try to stay healthy that way. But it's tough food wise in America. It's very tough.
Hopefully that's changing soon. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's going to be hard.
It's gonna be hard, but yeah, it's like, how did we get here? How did we get here? Why is there red dye 40? Or I can't list all the chemicals because I don't know them all off the top of my head. But why?
Yeah.
Why? How did we get here?
But even like candy bars, all the stuff
Yeah.
that tastes really good is all like processed. in
Doritos.
there.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Doritos has red 40 in them, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, stabilizers and like
Yeah.
things to make it last longer. Like somehow bread
Right.
stays good for like weeks. That should not be.
Yeah, that shouldn't be. And my mom, shout out mom, she got into a sourdough bread kick and she bakes it, we eat it.
My grandma
That
does
day,
that too. My
you
grandma
know,
that I live
whole
with
loaf.
does that,
But
which is nice.
if
Yeah.
we don't eat the whole thing, it gets hard after like 3 days, 4 days.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's not supposed to.
Right. But how is it that from the grocery store it stays like soft?
It's
for,
cranking
like
for a
2
little
to
too
3
long.
weeks? It
Yeah.
gets moldy before it gets hard. There's got to be
Yeah.
something like Play-Doh in there or something.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
moist all the time. How is it
Yeah.
saying moist?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the bag. I don't know. I think maybe they put some sort of certain air in it before they twist it and put that little thing on. Yeah.
really. I don't know.
Oh gosh, we're gonna have to look into these things after this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going to
Really?
sleep like, how is it moist?
Yeah. Staring at the ceiling. Yeah, I guess, do we have any other generational differences in the workplace we want to ask about, or we could rather talk about?
I don't.
I mean, medicine
like
as
we
a career
covered.
is like a fabulous thing to do. It really is.
Yeah,
mean,
so I
I'm-
guess if you're speaking to younger
Yeah.
aspiring doctors, what would you say to them,
Yeah,
or
I
advice?
mean,
what
it
would you
hasn't
give?
gotten easier to get into, that's for sure. I mean, it's harder and harder. I mean, the more people there are in America, it's more competitive. It's so difficult. I don't even know how they pick doctors anymore. But I mean, you have to want to do it. You can't do it just because, like, for money. That would be like a disaster.
Right.
I mean, when I was in medical school, there were a couple of people that were going into it for the money and they quit. They were like, this is terrible. I'm not doing this. So, I mean, doctors don't become millionaires, but it is very fulfilling, like really every day. I feel like I really help people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
today I had this lady who like they draw her blood and the potassium level would be crazy high. And then she would go to the emergency room because they were like, go to the emergency room, you could die, your potassium's really high. And they would draw it in the emergency room and it was always normal. And I'm like, how can that possibly be? So I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm like, maybe it's the way they draw the blood, you know, because sometimes in the office, you know, they have that little like squiggly thing that draws the blood. It's a vacuum. So you can like tear the red blood cells up just by drawing the blood. And then in the ER, they put in an intravenous and they draw it through the intravenous. They don't suck that hard on the thing. So I was like thinking that might be the reason. But like just to try to figure it out, why is that happening, is so fun. You know?
Yeah.
Based on like your
Yeah.
knowledge and your history. I mean, I've been doing it 30 years and I mean, I ordered a test on her I never ordered in 30 years. It was like a red blood cell fragility test or something. But I was like, because I don't care.
Let's
see.
I don't care if it's GI or any other thing in medicine. But like, if somebody has something wrong,
Yeah, you're
I
going to
wanna
get
know
to the
if I can
bottom of
figure
it.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know in medicine. Like, I'm going to retire soon in actually a couple of weeks. But
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's so
congrats.
exciting.
yeah, after 30 years. But I mean,
Wow.
I think I'm going to miss it because it was so fun, you know?
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so fun, and people are so appreciative. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you get like like you're giving, but you're getting as
Right.
a doctor. And when you help people, like, when in gastroenterology, especially like you said, for colon cancer, like we find precancerous polyps and we take them out every day. So those people are not going to get colon cancer because we're removing the polyps as they grow. Polyps are benign, little bumps in the colon wall, but they grow silently. You would never know you had one, and they can turn into cancer in the future as time goes by. So we remove them all when we see them, and then that's when people like live longer. So like people are so appreciative because they're like,
Yeah.
"You saved my life. You saved
Yeah,
my
you're
life."
saving lives just like your brother.
Yeah, well, in
crazy.
a different
I
way.
mean,
It's a lot harder
different.
than what I do.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, true. I was going to
His
say
is-
that. I was
well,
going to say
his
that. What
is
you do is
immediate
much harder,
gratification.
and it requires much more brains. If Artie can hear this.
I don't think so. He's a genius.
Yeah.
My brother is a genius.
Yeah.
Do they know that it's my brother?
Oh,
Um,
I don't
I think I said it in the beginning. I said it, I think, but
know if
Everybody?
we did. I don't remember.
this is Artie's
Well, yeah.
sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur Lee, yeah, the inventor of Life Act. So
Yeah.
back in the day,
a life-saving family.
yeah, when he invented the thing like 12 years ago, it was in his garage, and he brought, I'm his sister, so he's like, I'll show my sister. So he
Yeah.
brings me to show. He's showing me what he did, and usually with him, I'm like, "Oh God, please, this is a disaster," because he's always trying to figure some jury rig thing together. But I swear to God, it was like a light bulb moment. I watched the thing pull the thing out of the dummy, like the blockage, and I was like, "Oh my God,
This is
this
it.
is
That's
the most
awesome.
incredible
This
thing I
is
ever
it.
witnessed
Yeah.
in my life." And to this day, I still think about that. I'm like, this is amazing. I mean, it works every time, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing else like that.
Yeah,
You know?
there's
Here
And
it is.
I
right
mean,
here.
the simplicity of it is just
here.
mind-boggling.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really simple to use, and like she said, it works every single time. Sometimes there are cases where it doesn't grab the first place, push, pull. That's what
you
you
might
do.
have to do it like
Place,
2 to 3 times.
push, pull. You see that? It got stuck to the table.
And that face mask is
This is the
it's,
adults,
It's a
yeah.
standard face mask. So
Yeah.
that's not part of the device, actually. That's like a 3M face
Yeah.
mask that they use for like people. Like we have them in the procedure room in case
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
needs help breathing. They put it over the face mask and then they actually blow air into people. But this one has the one-way valve so that the air, when pushed down, goes out the side and not into the patient. And then when you pull back, the suction is applied to pop things out. And people have asked me questions like, well, does it pull out stomach contents? Well, no, because there's 2 valves in the esophagus. One is up in the throat and one is down on the bottom. And they're both one-way valves that prevent anything from the stomach from being able to come up into the chest. So it's way down there anyway. It's not
Yeah.
going to be effective. Plus, it goes in the path of least resistance. So it's almost like popping a cork, you know, so that once the resistance is gone, then there's no more suction. So it doesn't continuously pull on your esophagus or anything. So they've never had problems with that either. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just incredible. It's the most amazing thing I've
It
ever
is.
seen, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really,
I
in
know.
my whole
Awesome.
career. But it's comical in a way that doctors in all the years of medicine have not been able to figure this
And
out.
haven't thought of it.
I
And
know.
then a person who was a shipping person with no background in medicine
Yeah.
whatsoever figures this out.
Felt
It's-
inspired
Yeah.
and channeled that energy in the
Yeah.
right way. And as we
Speaking of
talk
the
about
devil.
him, he's opening the door and he's walking in. Arthur
Let's do. Let's.
is
Yeah.
in the house.
Come on.
Let's do it.
Move my bag.
You know
Okay.
about the creating of the elves?
No.
All right, so we had a talk about figuring things out. So they got a project that they had to connect their
Close this
elves.
so we can show.
They had to connect their elves, but they couldn't Google anything and they couldn't ask for help. So they had to come up with ways to connect their elves. And oh my God, does that look like a mess? I can't wait to even see this now. So
Don't
the
look.
goal was to make it an elf that would be strong.
Oh wow, yours looks very
Yeah.
strong.
I was thinking how you would do
Okay,
this.
are you? Oh, wow, yours looks good.
Come on, put it up.
All right, here's mine. Can we zoom?
What?
Can we zoom?
What are the knives for?
The knives. So
To make it hard to grip?
yes. So then you would potentially not even want to pick it up and not even want to try to break it. That was my. That was my thought process.
Is that toothpaste?
Yeah. So that was my thought process. I wanted to use real knives, but I knew that using real knives would have been too extreme and scary. But imagine those.
Yeah.
That's the point, to come
Yeah.
out and the combination of us having to figure it out. What a creative idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
There's more than one way to stop it from being broken.
Yeah.
If you wrap glass around it, it could be barely together.
Yeah. It's like a metaphor. There's more than one. Yeah.
Yeah.
To prevent.
All right, let me see.
All right. Let's see. It's Gorilla Glue and a drill gun that I use just to get one screw in.
Nice. That's pretty strong.
I think so.
Wait, can
I
you
Gorilla
see?
Glued it, so I Gorilla Glued it, then put the screw in, then Gorilla Glued it over again.
And
So-
the white stuff I use is pool glue. It's underwater pool adhesive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I found it in my garage. I have a video of me, which I'll show you after this, trying to squeeze it out of the tube. It was so hard, so I just cut the bottom off and just smeared it on, and now I have to buy my family new glue if they need it, if my pool
You
gets
have a
ripped.
few months at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's I let it dry on a paper towel, and the paper towel kind of just now
Yeah,
is
Became part of your
yeah.
project.
Now it's
But that wasn't part. That's strong. This is relatively strong too, and the knife theory is amazing.
Wait, it stayed
Yeah.
together? You couldn't just get it?
I didn't. Well, Rick's the breaker,
Oh.
yeah.
but maybe we'll break
is
them
he?
next week.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. And I can fix the.
No, you just leave
Fallen
it. But
knives.
look, both of you really both thought about it, and you had to figure it out yourselves.
Yeah, that was hard.
It was right.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
I did it I did it today, to be honest with you. I really thought about this for the entire week. I didn't forget about it. The wood was in my passenger seat the whole week. I looked at them. Hi. And Yeah, I'm proud
But I
of myself.
love
It
the
came together
exercise.
Yeah.
nice.
The drill gun was a dangerous.
Do you have another
I'm sure it
challenge?
was.
Yeah.
Do you have another challenge for
I'm
us?
thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I have a story on pondering. Right. So I think one, we got to break them because I'm actually curious who's gonna make it. You see mine? No glue, no.
Yeah, you should have
No
said no glue.
Look at
screws,
this.
nothing.
Good.
He has such
Yeah, I
nice
saw that you
circular
got-
cutouts. He
And
put.
how did you cut into it with like a saw?
Can we zoom?
With a, I used my regular arm.
It reminds me of Jenga. Have you ever
Yes,
seen Jenga?
yes.
Yeah. It
Look
reminds
at
me of a
this.
Jenga
It looks
piece.
like a Jenga block piece that he just, or a Lego.
My guess, easiest.
I can't get it.
And second hardest and hardest. That's my guess for Rick and his.
Mine's
break.
the easiest.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that the knife thing is what I was kind of searching for, right?
That was awesome. Yeah.
the the way you said, because of the task was breaking it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to be that strong if you can't get your arms on. If you can't break it, it's strong. Go, try and break one.
I thought you were doing that next week.
Yeah. You see, it's very impromptu.
That's Gab.
We just go with the
Everybody-
flow. We just
I'm
flow.
thinking
No, we
Gab's is
flow
gonna
with the
break,
go.
But the knife idea is ingenious.
I'd give you props.
Thank
right?
you. Thank you.
Kudos
Thank
to
you.
Gab.
Thank you.
See, we didn't talk about it.
Don't cut yourself.
I'm not. You know what? Out of respect, I'll let someone else. Dr. Brody. Do you
No,
wanna give
no,
it a
thank
shot?
you.
I
No,
want to break.
She doesn't.
he'll do it. You
All
know,
right.
my brother, he'll break anything.
I love what you guys.
Oh, no,
I
he
gotta
got mine.
decorate.
He can't do it. He can't do it. Oh, but he did it. But he did
That
it.
wasn't.
No.
I figured that would be the case. This one, I don't even know if I can break. Nope.
High
Nope.
five.
Now let's see if I can break one. No.
No.
So
So
we gotta like throw them off a building or something, R2.
Yeah,
gotta
we'll
get
have
a pie
to do
and-
like a weight
Yeah.
test.
an
to
egg
see
drop.
which
We can do
one.
an egg
Yeah.
drop next.
Yeah.
Where we have.
But I gotta
Yeah.
the fact that you played safety first and didn't use real knives, because if you did,
Gabby's first idea was
I don't
blades.
think I could break it.
I know. I know. I should have used the real knives, guys. I should have just used the real
Knives or
knives.
blades. I was like, okay.
Come on. Next time. I guess this is the only time we're doing this.
Well, we're
But-
definitely coming up with more.
Yeah,
but
that was awesome.
my kind of thought, and I'll think of some way to break these to see
Mm-hmm.
which one has the most force on it. I'm impressed, and I think for let's talk about it. We hit on something.
Yeah.
We hit on thoughts that you had to figure it out, and you made yours really strong, right? This is a great joint,
Thanks.
and you came up with a way
Another round
to
five.
do it
Coming.
that was not a normal way to think of it.
Yeah.
But perfectly would work. If it was wrapped in barbed wire, you'd win.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't put my hands on it.
Yeah, barbed wire, that's a good one too. or I was thinking
Razor
honey or something really sticky or gross or
No,
I
it's a
think so.
phenomenon like that. But I think that's what we got to get to when we connect the past to the future,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I do not think in my generation anyone would have thought of that. Because we all would have been thinking of a way to connect it, like
Yeah.
our fathers made a picture frame when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So that's the potential. The potential is not, well, in my day, we made joints. Doesn't matter. The potential is to use the new way of thinking to create new solutions.
Thank
Right?
you. I am a left-handed girl, so maybe that has something to do with it. I use a
creative.
different
So
side
is
of my.
Dr. Brody.
No way. Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. So yeah, we're outside of the box
She's
thinkers.
That is-
left-handed,
You have the
trust me.
creative side of your
Yeah.
brain.
That's
All
right.
right, great job. I'm so excited. That was a great segment. I'm going to come up with one and think about pondering.
Okay.
Okay,
Pondering.
because I have a story on pondering
We'll
that Jackie
ponder
wrote, and we'll
on
have
pondering.
Jackie on.
Yes,
Ponder on
Jackie's
pondering.
coming on. She said after when she gets
But
back.
here's the thing about
Thanksgiving.
pondering. It's, you can meditate and clear your mind, or you can focus on something. Pondering is exploring with not the intensity of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Being
think
open.
about pondering.
Yeah.
Keeping
Awesome job.
a bit of an open mind
Cool.
I gotta go to
as we
my show
ponder.
now.
Yeah, Man
Have
in the
fun.
Arena is going to be on right after us.
Tune in.
So tune into that.
Yeah.
And what time is it?
9 o'clock. I actually think. Yeah.
we're pretty much wrapped up. Would you like to say any final
No,
words?
thank you very much for having me. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. I
You were
didn't
an
know I
awesome
was even
guest.
doing this, but it was exciting.
Yeah, no, this was a surprise for all of us.
Yeah.
but
Come
I
back
love it.
anytime.
Yeah,
Because
this was great.
Think of topics. I'll talk about them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
please come back.
Definitely,
Please come back.
yeah.
It's every Monday night, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll grab your number. We'll text.
Yeah, whenever you're around,
Yeah.
totally.
No
That was
problem.
fun.
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you.
Awesome. So I guess I'll play our song as we get out
Our
of
outro
here.
song?
My outro song. I've
Yeah,
been
whatever you
listening
want.
to Days Like This by Van Morrison on repeat. So that's been my
And
song.
yeah, thanks for tuning in this week, guys. Hope
Yep.
you learned a bit.
We'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
Shout out Life Back.
And we'll talk about it. And thanks, Lifehack, for sponsoring this lovely show. Now on Spotify, by the way.
Oh yeah, wait guys, we're on Spotify now.
If you, yeah. You wanna listen there.
There's a lot going on.
That's so funny.
Cool.
Yeah.